The global grill was in our mind while we were setting up the menu and the concept of the food.
They promise you the world on your table.
The history of grilling stretches back to caveman days, when a brilliant ancestor of ours discovered that holding meat directly over an open flame for an extended period of time cooked the meat. Most likely, cavemen stumbled upon animals that had been killed in forest fires. Around the globe, grills are named differently, be it in a tagine in North Africa, tandoors in India, asado in Argentina, or schwenker in Germany. The techniques may be different, but grilled foods are universally delicious.
There's a very interesting saying that the world's first scientist is probably someone who learned how to cook. When we think about it, take a piece of meat, put it over fire, it's cooked. Science. And grilling is probably as old as the human race. There could be fire from beneath, fire from above, or fire from the side. Let's break it down. Fire from beneath may be like the classic cooking, like a tandoor. Fire from above, let's think of a creme brulee. Fire from the side, maybe a doner kebab. That's the concept of Roastown Global Grills. They try to bring in grilling from across the globe under one rooftop.
We were giving more importance to the experience that the guest is going to go through while from the time he parks his car and he enters the restaurant, and the experience and the steps that he will go through while ordering, while the food is being served, while he's eating, and also the time that we say bye to the guest. Okay, so there was a lot of importance given to the experience part of it.
Grilling is probably as old as the human race and was discovered maybe 1 million years ago. If we dive deeper, grilling is done over high heat, whereas barbecuing is rather a slow process and takes a lot of time.
Primarily a grill means something which is cooked on a live fire which can be out of ideally out of wood, charcoal, or these days of course we also use gas. The global grill was in our mind while we were setting up the menu and the concept of the food. We also have kaluhi kebab. We also have another Turkish kebab. So there are a lot of importance given to grilled, healthy grilled and very flavorful items from different part of the world. We wanted to give our customer a whole new experience in terms of food. But at the same time, we don't want him to suddenly embark on a completely different journey where everything is new to the customer. So we wanted to have different things but at the same time familiar things. We kind of stuck to that principle in most of our choosing of dishes. So to specifically to give you an example, we have this Georgian baked bread called the kachapuri. The name sounds very unfamiliar, but the Georgian, the kachapuri basically is it's a little different kind of a pizza. It is a baked bread in the shape of a boat, which is filled with cheese. We break an egg on top of it and serve it with a cube of butter. So it is a pizza but in a different shape, and it is stuffed. So the idea of introducing kachapuri was, of course, one reason is to have something different. At the same time, to give a customer something that he can relate to or familiar with.
People love to eat. They find the social environment of restaurants the perfect break from cooking and relish the adventure of tasting from new menus. Restaurant business is one of the toughest to find fruit of success. Success of restaurants depends upon a lot of factors which include sourcing of raw materials, consistency, and so on. Certain times, we don't need to do big things to make a huge impact. It's a collection of a lot of small things that make something outstanding. At Roastown, It starts with a glass of water.
The focus on experience is so high. We also use what is called the Kangen water, which is a Japanese technology, whereby it is a kind of a filter. So what the filter does is it equalizes the pH, ionizes the water, and it equalizes the pH value of the water to retain it either at the neutral level or maintain it alkaline, which is supposed to be very healthy. So that much is the focus given to even for water. We don't use bottled water at all. We only use Kangen water. We in fact went ahead and created our own garden, kitchen garden, from where we could pluck a sorrel leaf or a fresh kale leaf or about 5 to 6 different types of lettuce. We grew our own herbs, let it be basil to an oregano to thyme to rosemary. So we had our own stuff coming in. So the idea was to make use of our kitchen garden, where we have fresh herbs, fresh leaves, fresh lettuce, fresh kale, which is not generally available everywhere. So what we did is we chose some particular salads where we can showcase our product. Say for example, we have what is called a blue water Caesar, which is a traditional conventional Caesar salad presented in a completely different way. So we use lettuce from 2 types of lettuce from our garden. We use garlic bread, which is made here, and we use seafood. So similarly, we also have a salad which is made with lots of leaves and roast beef. Just simply plain grilled beef mixed with lots of vegetables. We only use animals which come from Munnar. The idea was to get the marbling, what is called the proportion of the fat versus the lean meat, right, so that the meat after cooking it stays tender, it tastes juicier and tastier. So we make sure that the meat is checked, and we buy meat only from them. So is the case with our chicken. We buy only quick frozen and farm fed chicken. Maybe we may be the only standalone restaurant in Kerala city which uses about 8 to 10 different types of cheeses. We imported them.
Families gathering around a fire and eating food is an age-old tradition. As we humans manipulate the use of fire in different ways in different parts of the world, there is an endless variety of grilled food around us. Handpicking the best from those varieties demand a big-time foodie's passion towards the food. That's how food from around the world comes to Roastown's menu.
Most of our menu, if you look at it, it has 7 chicken dishes, which is from 7 different places, and it is marinated in 7 different ways, and it is also accompanied with 7 different types of accompaniment and 7 different types of sauces. So the food dynamics of the food, the variety of the food is fabulous. I mean, it's like there is no end. So creativity when they are there, all that stuff. So soup, yeah. So what we do is we don't have a thickening concept. We only do is the puree, and we kind of have made the soup into a show dish. So what happens is when a guest is waiting for the soup, what you get is only the plate with the center garnish. You pour it so that yeah. So that I mean, it's nothing new, but I think it creates and it helps us to serve it hotter. Also, it's fresh.
I think people get excited.
Yeah. So there is a show element done. So we wanted to actually do more, even with the desserts, but we are reaching there. So it's.
There is no bigger industry on our planet than food and agriculture, with a consistent, loyal customer base of 7 billion. To meet the changing demands and tastes of consumers that changed over several years, food joints have also come up with many innovations like presentation, new dishes, plating, services, etc.
See, we are on a constant endeavor to make sure that the food that we produce is food for everybody. All types of people who like spicy food, people who like flavorful food, people who want grilled food. So we make sure that whatever food that we choose is something which will be, like I said, it is different, but it is familiar to the people. So in our menu, if you take our menu, we have food which will taste good for a teenager or to a wannabe kind of somebody who's mid-aged, and also an elderly couple. So we have sliders in our menu. We have gyros in our menu. We have, and the best part about the Roastown is that we are constantly undergoing innovation and research, and we are adding new things into the menu.
Roastown we prefer എന്തുകൊണ്ടെന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇതൊരു ഗ്ലോബൽ ഗ്രില്ലാണ്. ഞങ്ങൾ കുറച്ച് ട്രാവൽ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു ഫാമിലിയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഗ്ലോബൽ ഫുഡ് ഇവിടെ കിട്ടുന്നുള്ളത് തന്നെ ഇറ്റ്സ് എ യൂണിക് പ്ലേസ്.
ഇവിടെ ഇപ്പം തൃശ്ശൂരിൽ ജനറലി വേറെ റെസ്റ്റോറൻറ്റ്സിലൊന്നും കിട്ടാത്ത കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഇവിടെ കിട്ടും. ഒരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ കാച്ചപ്പുരി, ഇനി ഒരെണ്ണം ചീസ് കേക്ക്. ജനറലി ഇവിടെ ചീസ് കേക്ക്സ് കുറവാണ്. പക്ഷെ ഇവിടുത്തെ ചീസ് കേക്ക് വെറൈറ്റി എനിക്കിഷ്ടമാണ്.
What we have here is the blue water Caesar, which is their take on the classic Caesar salad with shrimp and squid. Here is the meatball panazzo from Naples, Italy, and the chicken mushkaka from Ethiopia. The soup is a broccoli and pine nut soup with no artificial thickeners used. They promise you the world on your table. This is just a fraction, the rest is on the menu.